up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. This page is geared towards vlogs, tips and tricks on how to get into human resources, family vacations, and so much more. As you can see by the title, we're going to be discussing a little bit about my background and how I got started in human resources. But before I get started, let's make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss a moment whenever I upload a new video. Okay, just to give you a little bit backstory, actually, if you haven't watched one of my previous videos, I think it was called Black Excellence, Black Educated. I'll actually drop the link here somewhere. But if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go back. It'll talk to you a little bit about how I got my 3 degrees and my high school diploma. But yeah, I hold a MBA with the Graduate Certificate in Human Resource Management. I also hold a MA in Human Resources and Employment Relations, as well as a Bachelor's of Science in Technical Management with a concentration in Sales and Marketing. So pretty much how I got started in HR was, let's see. So I was going to DeVry. Well, actually, I was going to CCAC. I had like a semester left, and then I started at DeVry. So I started going to classes, and I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do because before I thought I wanted to be in health management. That really didn't work out because I can't remember half of the titles for like different body parts and muscles and things like that. So that didn't last long, so I actually switched my major over to accounting and then later went into business. But then once I got over to DeVry, I actually changed it to the bachelor's in sales and marketing, or technical management with a concentration in sales and marketing. So as I was going through those programs, I thought that I wanted to actually start working as a marketing genius, coming up with like all these different creative, innovative ideas for like promoting the Super Bowl. So I thought that was going to be my whole, career, but things didn't work out that way because a lot of times, like after I graduated, a lot of times when I was applying to different positions, a lot of times the jobs that were actually calling me back were just for business to business positions. So I really wasn't really into sales. I kind of like sales, but not to the point that I wanted to make it a career constantly. So I actually ended up going back to school, and then that's when I got introduced to the MBA program at DeVry's graduate school, which is called Keller Graduate School of Management. So there I started actually going through like all of my HR classes. And as I was going through it, I was starting to learn like different laws and, legal terms and things like that dealing with employment law. So as I was going through those classes, I started getting my mojo. I'm like, this is something that is pretty interesting. So while going through my different classes, a couple of my professors introduced us to SHRM, which is the Society of Human Resource Management. They basically house everything that deals with human resources. They pretty much do continued education, apply for certifications. They have different certifications that you can actually go through. That's also another video that you can watch that'll tell you a little bit about the different programs that I posted before. But I got introduced to that organization as well as the PHRA, which is the Pittsburgh Human Resources Association. As I was going through them, I started networking, going to different events. I wasn't really sure exactly where I would fit in because, I'm still new to the HR field and I'm trying to figure out, where I fit in. So I really wasn't too invested, I guess, in the organizations, just trying to get my foot in the door during that time. So So I started applying to different roles, one of which I actually ended up landing a temporary position, which was at a well-known hospital here in Pittsburgh as an HR assistant. At that role, I basically did like the background checks, facilitated new hires with introducing them basically to their hiring manager so that they can get a tour of the facility and things of that nature. I did pre-screenings, sent out rejection letters, offer letters, managed employee files. So that type of thing is what my job was there. Because of a budget cut, they weren't able to hire me on full-time after our contract had ended. So I continued to apply to different jobs after my contract with them was up. I wasn't able to find any employment within the HR field. So during this time, while I was going through, school and everything, I was actually a real estate agent. So I started as an agent back in 2008 and then ended about 2013. I actually ended up going down from a full-time real estate agent down to a referral agent. So I really enjoyed actually doing real estate. I got to see different homes, the excitement as I had when I first bought my first home, but I was able to see that same excitement on my clients' faces. So, that brought me a lot of joy. And basically, because of, once I graduated, tuition being due, I needed to find something that was full time. So I continued to apply to different HR positions. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any. So I started trying to connect a little bit more with the PHRA, but unfortunately, things didn't work out during that time. So because I wasn't, finding the positions, I said, I'll take a little bit of time off from actually doing job searches. But during this time, I was actually working in customer service. I would work at, call centers and also did retail sales a little bit during that time. So then, fast forwarding a little bit further until 2019, I actually went in, well, actually 2018, I ended up seeing one of my good friends who graduated from Indiana University of Pennsylvania, or IUP. I actually went to school with her back in 2000. After we graduated high school, we actually went there to receive our undergraduate degrees. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue on because my mom had got real ill, which I discussed a little bit in one of my previous videos. So make sure you go back and take a look at that. But I wasn't able to continue on. So as I was watching her graduate, taking her second master's degree, I decided that, hey, I always wanted to graduate with all my friends at the same institution. So I decided to go back and receive my MA in Human Resource and Employment Relations. So as I went through the classes, I started, reintroducing myself to SHRM as well as the PHRA. I started networking a lot more. I was very invested a little bit further than I was in the past this time around. So as I was going through like all of my classes and, getting equipped with all the knowledge that I needed to pursue a career in HR and learning a little bit more about the field, I started getting excited about, what was to come. And then I actually got introduced to someone who was on the committee for the Membership and College Relations Committee. So after speaking with the committee chairs and everything, they actually introduced me to one of my mentors. She was, phenomenal. She basically took me under her wing. She introduced me to a lot of other people. She also informed me of another committee, which is the social media committee, because she's seen a lot of my different posts that I was doing on LinkedIn and thought that I would be a good fit to start, branching out and getting my name out there. So that's what I did. I ended up becoming a committee member for both committees. So I was later asked to actually head on my own segment of the social media committee, where I post thought-provoking content just to try and get a little bit more buzz on our social media platforms. So I pretty much, give like a brief description of something that's thought provoking within the HR realm, and then provide some type of article where you can find a little bit more information. So I started doing that as I was, building my repertoire of this content. I started getting my name out there. I started getting actually a lot more job offers. Hiring managers were contacting me saying, "Hey, I like the type of content that you're providing. Send me your resume. Let's discuss, this new position that I'm hiring for," which later ended up landing me the role that I'm in now, which is a HR generalist. Um, also, recently actually became the committee chair for the social media committee. So I'm very proud about that. I also received during graduation the Carter G. Woodson Outstanding Graduate Student Award. I was also on the National Dean's List, as well as the National Honor Society. I was also summa cum laude. So I'm very excited about all of my, achievements over the years. As a father, I always want to make sure that, I put education first, show them my kids that, if dad can do it, so can you. Um, as well as what I would like to give as a takeaway for anyone trying to start a career in HR is just always be networking. You always want to make sure that you're networking. That's what this business is about, especially for referrals. Anytime that you're applying for another job, if you don't make, if you don't fit into this particular role over here, maybe if you make a good impression, then that person can notify someone that they know in the field that is hiring, and then they can forward your resume and all your information over to them so that they can get you scheduled for an interview. So like I said, always be networking. Make sure that you dive in and learn as much as you can constantly, continuously. This business change, so you're always learning something new. You want to make sure that you're always revamping your resume, so that any new changes or depending on the actual role that you're applying for, whether it's a director of HR, HR assistant, HR generalist, whatever it is, you want to make sure that your resume fits that particular role and what that hiring manager is looking for. And like I said, just make sure that you join one of your local SHRM chapters, because there's always some type of event or some type of networking event that you can connect with someone, or even like I did, connect with a mentor. Just let them take you under their wing and show you the ropes, show you everything that there is to know about HR. Make sure that you do like internships or volunteer work just to get that experience under your belt. And just keep going. Sometimes it takes a while to get into this business. It took me a while to get into the business. A lot of times once you get into the HR field, it's hard. A lot of people don't leave until it's time to retire. So you just want to make sure that you're always forthcoming and get your name out there, and just go as far as you can go. Well, this is my time. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments of any content that you would like me to provide, any questions that you have related to HR that you would like me to answer. And yeah, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss a moment whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, peace.